Home means peace. Peace of mind. Your personal space. My name is Shani Robinson. I'm 24 years old, and I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland.
Very sassy. She loved school. Very outgoing. She loved to play. She loved to cook.
When I was young, I wanted to be a singer. I was born deaf in both ears. I used to wear hearing aids when I was a baby until the age of 7. But with Ultra implant, really helped me so much. I had a wonderful childhood experience. My mom always kept me safe, right to her hip.
It was important for me to learn sign language to better communicate with her. I didn't want her growing up in a household with language barriers.
My mom really raised me well, and I love her. And Maryland School for the Deaf, I was the fourth and cheerleader, dorm leader, and student leader in high school. I really loved it there because, when I went there and everyone that's deaf, they was like, okay, I'm deaf, so what? I have that confidence. I graduated when I was 19. And during that time, I was pregnant with my daughter. My daughter doing very well. She's a very smart girl. She's 5. Her first language is the American Sign Language. And she just got a hearing piece of open surgery in August 21st.
I'm proud of my daughter because now she's raising her own daughter and she's doing a great job and making sure that she keeps her safe and sound.
It was really hard for me. My mom, she lost her job when she had her back. It was really hurting for her. She was working as a nurse, and my income didn't meet the rent amount. So then we lost our apartment.
It was a hard time. I had to have spinal surgery. I lost my job. And yeah, I was homeless for about, say, a year and a half. I was homeless. We both were.
We know that the reasons why people are excluded from housing have nothing to do with any sort of inherent deficiencies that exist within them, but really is predicated upon a system that has been designed, in many cases historically, to do exactly the thing that it is doing today. And so it is incumbent upon all of us to start to dismantle that system. And we have to start first by looking at ourselves and the part that we play in that. When you don't invest in housing, and safe and affordable housing, homelessness exists. So homelessness is a housing problem. It is not a people problem.
Why does a narrative of personal responsibility exist whenever we talk about the root causes of homelessness? I think there's a lot that goes into that. I think when we look at homelessness, especially in Baltimore City, we see structural inequalities going back to racism and systemic oppression of Black and brown communities and communities of color. I think when you connect that with the sort of rugged individualism that America seems so proudly to boast, it's a lot easier to put that onus on the individual than to look at the collective problem that our society has really created that causes people to experience homelessness.
That time when I really didn't have a roof over my head, I was living in a car with my mom, and my daughter was with her dad and his mother. I was working at the Diamond Yards Stadium, 5 hours at the Flagger, standing in the rain, working, trying to get the hotel back.
We stayed at Walmart in the parking lot in my car. And sometimes when we would get some money, we would get a hotel room and stay the night, shower.
I was at the car, I was in the hotel, I was at my great-grandmother's house, and I was in my daughter's dad's mom's house for temporarily, like a month. And then I went to the shelter, and I stayed there for like 2 months. I was really hurt that time. I missed my daughter's birthday, her second birthday. She was 2 years old. Wow. As a mother, not having my daughter with me, I felt really bad. I felt like I was a bad parent during that time, shelter. 2 times a week, I see my daughter, we play, and I made sure to provide her food. I was really depressed. I felt like I need to do something right, to keep it moving, not just like be stuck, like don't know what to do, I'm just overwhelmed with everything. Yeah, I've been through so much, moving, excuse me. Sure.
We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot. But we overcame. We're still overcoming. We still got a long way to go together. Yeah.
Family homelessness, and in particular women and children entering into homelessness, is not a new phenomenon. It's happening, more frequently.
The challenges that families without stable housing face are multiple and daunting sometimes. There are the impacts on health and wellness, the ability to have safe spaces, to do many things that, I sometimes take for granted.
Sometimes families do have to get separated, and that is incredibly traumatizing. It's really hard for the children and the parent.
We were seeing that housing was the only thing that were keeping families disconnected. And so we saw just this influx of families being able to be reunited just because we were working with them and helping them to get access to housing.
Q and many of our other clients have experienced many unsafe spaces in all different parts of their lives.
On top of being young, on top of experiencing homelessness, on top of having limited income or no income, on top of losing her daughter, she's struggling with figuring out a way to connect with people, and it's not her fault, right? It's our fault, it's society's fault.
I did so much. I was just busy trying to improve myself. I had to make sure my daughter was good, a roof over her head, no matter what. When I went in, the HDH, they know me. They say hello, they see me.
Hi. It's good to see you. How have you been?
Yes, me too. they treat me like a family, like making sure that I'm getting the best care possible. Warm up the whole apartment. Dr. Iris never very friendly. Our energy is so bright. It's so bright. It just makes me feel safe.
I see both Q and Eliza, both for the sort of everyday kind of pediatric issues that come up. I also do care coordination, so sort of playing like quarterback, ensuring that I understand what the specialists are recommending, helping Q navigate that, seeing if I can help her understand what's being recommended and what questions she has. My role is to support what they want and to understand what it is that they want and they need for themselves and for their families and help move towards that.
HDH really supported me and Eliza by giving out transportations, interpreter.
Is that the name of the movie?
Give it the best care, and they really care about my opinions, how I feel about my health, how I feel about my daughter's health.
I met Q in early 2018.
Lillian, I
Yes.
like it.
Yes.
Yes.
She needed assistance with transportation. I started off just kind of texting her to check in, say hello, how you doing, how's it going, even, when there wasn't any need for anything, just to make sure she knows she can text me if she needs something, and just to kind of gain some comfort. My parents both immigrated to this country and had me. My parents have had to struggle with communication and language barriers and accessing resources when I was younger. I understand what those struggles look like. With Q, our focus was supporting her in accessing services here at Healthcare for the Homeless and in the community.
Help me with information like food banks, dental office, transportation with MTA. Now I'm understanding how to live my life the way I want it to be.
So I met Q about 2.5 years ago when she first came to the Yes Drop-In Center. She was always extremely cognizant of the experience that her daughter was having. So when she would come in, she would always get her settled first, get her some toys, get her some food. And she was a very driven person. So one of the first conversations she ever had with me was just talking about her goals for work and employment. She immediately connected me with a program that she used to work at, which is the League for People with Disabilities. In less than a day, I had her resume. We were enrolling her into our job program. Instantly, Q became a really powerful member of our community.
I moved on December 9th, 2020. I have my own new place. I'm very blessed. My mom really put the word in. She works at the building where I lived in. She works at the nurse. Back at the nurse, she got a job back.
It's awesome having her and my grandbaby around every day. It really is. I get to see them more often.
Oh my gosh, it was so brand new, clean. I cleaned the bathroom. Oh my gosh, my shower curtain is so pretty. Appreciate that I have a new home now, because I know not everyone has that.
She's been at different places throughout these few years, but she's stayed connected to Healthcare for the Homeless. I'm excited to see what's next for them.
But I'm getting a chance to, keep in touch with the vision of rehabilitation service. That's to help people who are disabled to find a job, a work program.
housing is healthcare, so is food, so is mental health care, so is getting to understand people. So healthcare really is not just prescribing medications or treating asthma, it's understanding whole people and what it is that they want for themselves and for their families, and helping them move to that.
I am worthy, and I want my daughter to know that she's enough, that she's worthy. I just want to be successful by the age when I'm 30. I want to have a car at that time. I want to have a good working job. I'm meant to do great things.
I like to say that if we could put people on the moon, we can solve homelessness. And it's really about how we imagine ourselves and where we align our efforts, and if we have the sufficient will. But we had the will to put people in space, and I think we could find the will to end homelessness.